Hello, Cardinals. We're going to talk about Lesson 2 reflection today. We are going back to our original focus question, which is how do different surfaces on Earth warm and cool? Quick side note is make sure you're keeping your files that you have for science in correct science folders. Don't just let them float in your drive. Move them to your science folder. Here's a quick step-by-step instructions on how to do that. You should be adding the name in your folders. Maybe you already have a science folder created. And then we'll have 3 units. So that would be 3 folders within your science folder: weather and climate, energy, force and motion, and Earth's dynamic systems. To move, you just need to click on File and then Move to, and you'll select which folder you want it to go into. So, for example, for last week's warming and cooling, you would want to put it in the weather and climate folder. Part of your reflection today is going to be reviewing number 5 from last week, when you should have looked at some other people's graphs and decided if they looked the same and what would account for those similarities and differences. And then we're just going to talk a little bit about that lamp and the water and the soil and what each one represented. We had the clamp light, which represented the sun, the water, which would represent ocean or a lake, and the soil, which would represent land. When the light was on, it represented day, and when the light was off, it represented night. So going over your vocab quickly, heat is how much energy there is in a system. It can cause particles in a system to move faster. There are 3 ways that heat can be transferred. Radiation is when heat is transferred through electromagnetic radiation, such as light. So when you sit around a campfire, you're getting heat via radiation. Conduction is when heat is transferred by direct contact between 2 objects. So if you touch something hot, that's a direct contact. That would be conduction. And then finally, convection. Convection is the when heat is transferred by movement of gases or liquids. So when an object is heated, it tends to rise, and then when it cools, it tends to fall again. So you get this circular motion, as you can see in front of you with the diagrams. That circular motion is called convection. Here are 3 pictures to help you see that. And then I also am including a video from YouTube on radiation, conduction, and convection. Finally, temperature. Temperature is a measurement of the energy in the particles of a system. The more energy in the system, the higher the temperatures. And we use Fahrenheit, Celsius, and Kelvin to measure temperature. You will hopefully get a check for understanding today. This is your chance to demonstrate that you understand the big concepts and ideas learned during Lesson 2. During your reflection time, you should read the source of Earth's heat, and then add some vocab to your vocab page as you read, like solar energy, atmosphere, greenhouse gases, greenhouse effect, and equinoxes. And then you could code the article as you read. Number 2 is meeting with your group to discuss the results of your investigation. So looking back to investigation 2.1, there are a handful of questions to A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. So your reflection sheet would show this. And then when you get time, read how scientists study the Earth, adding atmospheric scientists and oceanographers. So, things to do today. Number 1 would be the Lesson 2 check for understanding, and then you would be working on the Lesson 2 reflection, reading the source of Earth's heat, discussion questions A through G, and then reading how scientists study Earth. Make sure you have your vocabulary done on your green tab sheet, and there may be an exit question today. If you have any questions, let me know, and have a great day, Cardinals.